and welcome. I want to talk to you today about wedding day scents, and I'm not talking about common scents on your wedding day or anything like that. I'm talking about gorgeous, smelly scents that you smell through your nose and then become part of the wedding, okay? Have you ever been somewhere and there's been a particular smell, even like a generic smell like coffee in a coffee shop or perfume that someone close to you wears all the time? Whenever you smell it again, it transports you right back to that moment of when you either saw the person or you think about that person that you really care about. I know that if I smell eucalyptus, that totally takes me back to our wedding day. It was in my bouquet and it was in the centerpieces, and it was in the flowers on the table, the registry table thing. I just absolutely love it. So it was kind of like as soon as I smell that, that totally takes me back. Or if I smell a log fire, that takes me back to having open fires back home in the winter. I was at a wedding recently, and the first thing I smelled as soon as I walked through the door was a beautiful hit of vanilla. And I don't know what it was, but it was just so welcoming and it was really nice, and it just kind of calms you as well. And I don't know why that stuck with me, but obviously it had the impact that we're going to try and describe today. And normally when I walk into a venue, I don't really notice anything particularly about the smell, unless it's not very nice. But if I walk into a venue, I'm just looking at the small details and what looks pretty and where to go. And that was the first thing that hit me when I went through that door. It was really nice, and it kind of caught me off guard. So yeah, that's what's kind of kick-started this video as well. I chatted with friends earlier last year, can't believe we're in 2019 already, about how scents are going to be the next big thing, and I totally believe that they will be, especially when they're affordable and also accessible. Just something to add into your wedding day without anyone kind of realising. It's important for me to shop local wherever I possibly can, and it just so happens that Neatly Wrapped Company are a Glasgow-based company, and they're also family-run as well. They're now run by brother and sister team David and Shannon, this company was created by their mum, which I think is amazing, and she created it in her kitchen at home. They just relaunched their company again with a few new fragrances, new branding, and they're now 100% plastic free. So just before the relaunch, there was a recessed plastic lid, but now that's away, and you'll see that in a second when I show you the products. But it also has a wooden wick, which gives it a lovely crackle when it's burning as well. So I'm just going to get started. I should point out that I haven't been gifted these, or this isn't paid advertising. I have bought this with my own money. I have purchased from Neatly Wrapped Company before, and I loved it so much that I thought it would be a really good fit with what I'm trying to get from this video as well. So the first one I'm going to go with is the Lemon Drizzle Loaf scent. This kind of has obviously 100% plastic free packaging. It's got some nice little padding at the bottom there, and it's got a nice little kind of paper slip on the top of it. I'll get to this in a second. But inside you've got, the design is absolutely beautiful for these, but inside you've got kind of instructions that I suggest you read, because it's got really good tips on how to get the most out of your candles as well. But it's got some really good instructions of what to do and what it's made of, where it comes from. This tin is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a screw top on it, and you'll see in a second. Oh my god, the first cake that I ever made when I moved into this house was a lemon drizzle cake, and it just totally reminds me of that. It's got a fresh smell to it. It's nice and sweet, but not too sweet. I think one of the ones that we're going to come to in a minute is going to be like that. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got the wooden wick. Oh my god, that smells so good. Yeah, absolutely love that. So let's just move on to the caramel latte. Now, if I go out for a coffee, it's so maybe overrated, but I do order a caramel latte. I just love them. I really enjoy the sweet taste, because it does mean you don't have to add any extra sugar to it. You just get that nice hit of sweetness when coffee can be a bit better sometimes. So I'm just going to open this one. The so it says as well, deep rich caramel fragrance with toffee notes and just a hint of earthy coffee. Oh, that's good. Oh, that smells nice as well. It kind of reminds me of like the Costa coffee. I don't know how do you, I mean, how do you even get these smells into a candle? Oh, it's amazing. This must be a bit weird that I'm like smelling a candle on a video. Um, yeah, absolutely love that. As I say, I love a coffee when I go out, and it's kind of, I don't know what, it's just the atmosphere when you go into a coffee shop is just really kind of quite nice and chilled, and especially like if I associate it with going and seeing friends and stuff like that, because that's where we'll go for a wee coffee. So yeah, that's lovely. Absolutely adore that. And finally, the last scent that I went for was the spruce and pine. Now, I don't know if you already know this, but I grew up in the Highlands, and this undoubtedly reminds me of being like outside and at home. So it says spruce and pine, sharp woody spice of fresh pine and spruce, subverted by a sweet floral heart. Let's have a smell. Oh wow. I think, do you know, I think this would be perfect if you were having a wedding inside, and I know that you can get like married outside. If you're getting married in Scotland, you can, it's quite easy to get married in some woodland somewhere, which would be perfect, and you wouldn't need a candle. But see if you're getting like married in a hotel and you're a total huge fan of the outdoors, then this would kind of be the perfect solution for bringing the outside in. So, like for example, see if you're like your floral arrangements and you want to bring like a lot of foliage in, but maybe your venue doesn't really allow it so much, so you have to kind of like compromise, and it doesn't quite give you the impact that you want it to have because you want it to smell so fresh and fragrant. Maybe this would be a really nice way to do that. Yeah, and it's something that you can like. The reason why I'm doing this as well is that you can bring all the rooms and tie them all together, and it's kind of like a nice sensory experience for your guests to have too. So if they're going from one room, then they smell like something quite fresh, like the lemon drizzle cake. And then if they're going into like the ceremony room, then they would, if next time they kind of smell that spruce or piney smell, then that's what they would associate with your wedding. And like this kind of idea, it just adds an extra dimension to your day. So there we go. I think that was really quite nice. I know it might seem a bit extravagant or strange to go for this, but it really does add an extra depth to your wedding, and I don't think you would be disappointed if it's something that you added in. I only ordered these few because I wanted a few different types of smells. So I wanted something that was fresh, and I wanted something that was more citrusy, and then I wanted something sweet as well, just so I could kind of go through them on this video. But you can go and check it out for yourself if you go to www.neatlywrapped.co. Anyway, that's it for me for just now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, farewell. If you had liked this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you want to see more like this, then be sure to hit the subscribe button, because I'll be doing more in the future. But if you want to see more like this right now, then go and check out